doing the sports thing. Man, there's so many stories going on as I get home. Matt Elam and the NFL Combine and the Terps losing and the Caps and the Wizards winning, the Orioles playing. And we've got playoff soccer here. And our pal, Carl Delman, I remember the told me, hey, I just bought the Harrisburg Heat, and I said, wow, way to go. Good luck with that. Let's see how things are going. Here at the end of the first year, you've made the playoffs, and lo and behold, I guess coincidentally, the Blast are involved in this thing here, and you're a long-time season ticket holder. I know Fremont Mortgage also sponsored the Blast for many years. This is when it's going to get hairy, right, Carl?
Well, I got our name on the back of both jerseys, so either way, Fremont comes out on top.
Well, in the case of what you set out to accomplish up there and making the playoffs, and I know Ed's been a mentor to you, Ed Hale, of course, my pal from Dundalk, and he would say Sparrows Point. I still call it Dundalk. But, putting this thing together this year, I know it's got ups and downs, and I've always told you if I were, unlimitedly wealthy, I would bring minor league hockey back to town so I could lose money. It's hard to make money, but it's also hard to win. And, the winning has to come first, and I know you and Dennis and Cabral put a lot of effort into this. By the way, I saw futsal being played in New Zealand. Let Dennison know that, okay? Let him know that I was in New Zealand seeing futsal played, I swear, in Auckland, off the side of the road. But you guys have done it. You've made a playoff run here this year. Congratulations. But just, first tell me how you made it happen.
Well, last year this time last year, the team was winless. They won their very first and only game last year, the last game of the season against a team that was already in the playoffs and didn't play their starting goalie, a bunch of the starters. They didn't really care. So he got their one and only win. The last 2 years, they only had 3 wins combined. And the last time the Heat was in the playoffs was the year 2000. So my oldest wasn't even born. So it's been a long drought. And, you hire a good coach. You go out there and you try to find some good players. You give them the bond. And you just, from the top down, you say, well, this is the vision. This is what we're trying to accomplish. And let's shoot for the moon. And if we fall short, who cares? But if you set your goals low enough, you always reach them, but you always be unhappy. So we aimed high, and, we made it. It's only 8 teams make the playoffs. And I can tell you, preseason, no one predicted we had a chance. And partway through the season, we started doing well, and people started saying, watch out. And just within the last couple of weeks, a lot of people are saying, you know what? The Heat look dangerous. They're playing really, really well at the right time, and we'll see what happens. The Blast, they're defending champions. They got a ton of talent, ton of experience. We're definitely the underdogs, but my feeling is this: we have nothing to lose. No one expects us to be here, so we're just going to go out and play and see what happens. But, I think it helps us a little bit because Allegan wants to lose to us. And, we're not expected to win, so maybe that's an advantage.
Well, you got nothing but the Blast ahead for you guys, right? And I guess from the Blast side, you know them as well as you know yourself at this point. Playing what really winds up to be a tune-up game on Sunday, and then on March 11th, the game's going to be here at Royal Farms Arena, and then the 14th up in your place. Give me the whole format for the playoffs, because I don't know what you guys are doing in the league these days.
Yeah, so what happens is the top 2 teams in each division, there's 5 divisions, play each other, and the winner moves on, and then that's the next round, and then the final round. So the way it works is it's a best-of-3 series. You have a home game. Each team has a home game. The second game, if the games are tied, if they split, then what happens is after the second game, there'll be a third deciding game. It's a 15-minute mini game. Now, some people think it's goofy everything else, but it's hard for our sport to get really, really good dates, especially this time of year. We're competing against monster truck, the rodeo, and the circus and everything else. So a lot of the weekend dates are taken. So what happens is if say the Blast win the first game and we win the second game, then the third game would be at our house, and it would be a 15-minute game. If it's tie, it goes back to another 15-minute game. There's no golden goal. It's just you play a series, and the mini games get a little bit shorter, but you play the mini games until at the end, it's someone wins.
Well, shootouts are the ugliest thing for me. I hate shootouts. I don't like them in hockey, although they're exciting. I really dislike them in soccer. So at least you guys are playing to the finish, right?
Yeah, everyone's going to have an opinion, and, I agree with you. I don't like the shootout. I don't like the golden goal. I think it's kind of cool to have, a smaller version, basically a quarter, and see what happens, and it could work. The Blast ended up losing a couple years ago in the championship to Monterey in the mini game, and then they won in Sonora last year on the mini game. So just depends. It's a lot of hard work and it's a lot of luck. So you just have to hope that your skill level, you can end the game in the first series, I should say, in the first two. You have to worry about the mini game, but the fact that if there is one, it's at our house. I kind of like that. So maybe that gives us another edge as well. But again, we're the underdogs. Doesn't matter. Even if we make it past round one, we're always going to be the underdog because no one expects us to make it. A 1-19 team making the playoffs, and but we're still learning. Dennis and I talked for about an hour and a half today, and first year coach, he's really loving it. A lot of first year players. We only kept a few guys from the team last year, so they're finally getting used to playing with one another, and I'm still cutting my teeth trying to figure this thing out.
Well, and I was going to ask you, not to play Dr. Melfi on all this, but you go all in, you buy a soccer team, and a 1-19 soccer team. Clearly, it fell into your lap because it was in some sort of depressed state. You have a passion for it. It's part of your market, part of your marketing, and a dream you have. What have you learned doing this thing? First year, because the second year should be better, right? I mean, not just on the field, off the field, but whatever mistakes you've made, you don't make the same mistake twice if you're good at it, right?
Oh yeah, I've been making a lot of notes of things we need to do differently. Other avenues I've seen where it could be great for sponsors. We're learning from the clinics and other things we're doing. So you figure things you're doing and can you do them better? And you listen to the fans. I've had so many fans come up. It was funny. Friday night. The game. We had two games back-to-back, Friday and Saturday at home against Florida. Winner, if Florida would have won both games, they knocked us out of the playoffs. If we won both games, we knocked everyone out of the playoffs. If we split, we still had a chance, but then we need either help or we had to win against the last Sunday. But fortunately, we swept. But Friday, we had post-game, we had, for the first time ever, we let the fans come on the field and meet the players and do autographs. And it was kind of cool. I just sat there from the player bench and watched the interaction, and I was just kind of mesmerized by just taking it in. And next thing I know, people I don't even know walking up to me, "Hey, thank you for saving the team." I used to come as a kid, and it was such a great memory. But I couldn't bring my kids back the last few years because it really wasn't good soccer. It wasn't the same. This is what I remember as a kid. Thank you for building this back and doing that. And I heard that over and over and over from people who found me and came over and thanked me. And it was
there's the paycheck right there, right? I mean,
yeah.
If you can't get rich doing it, at least you can have those kinds of experiences. And, having done radio for all these years, I mean, all the awful stuff people said to me, you tend to remember the nice stuff. You tend to remember people coming up and sharing a memory like that. And knowing that you're creating a memory, that's why you got involved, was to have big nights, right? And to have...
Yeah, I mean, it looked like, I thought it needed some tweaking. It needs a lot more. I mean, I think the best way to look at it is I thought I was buying a rehab, and it was really more of a tear down. But we did it, and it's next year. We've got a lot of things in place. We've already got some meetings set up for postseason to figure out what we're going to do and how we're going to improve things. We're doing a bunch of things for the fans, and they seem to appreciate it. So I think next year will be a good year for us. And but right now, we made postseason, so I got to focus on postseason.
Well, up and down I-83, you'll be playing the Blast on the 11th here in Baltimore, and then up in Harrisburg at the Farm Show Arena on the 14th. I know you also got your primary business out there. Not that you're not lost in soccer at this point, but of course the Fremont Mortgage, new presidency, spring coming, all of that sort of stuff, changes coming, I'm sure, and all sorts of codes and that sort of thing. Staying up on that's also important, and I know you always like to give a little bit of advice for some folks around here who follow your work through Fremont Mortgage.
Yeah, I mean, the new president's talking about changes some of the rules and everything else to make them, I'm not going to say pro-consumer, but some of these rules that went into place under the guise of being pro-consumer, but actually maybe hindering some things, he thinks they're 100% bogus, wants to put them all out. But sounds like Congress wants to maybe tweak some of it, keep some of it. But, the uncertainty is what causes the volatility, so we'll see. But, right now we're really, really, really busy. In fact, we're looking for loan officers. If you're a quality loan officer looking for a better opportunity for not only you, but for your clients or referral partners, shoot us a resume in confidence at info@fremont.com. Happy to talk to you. But we're seeing a lot of people who are trying to purchase homes, just not a lot of inventory. But there's also a lot of people. I was just talking to a friend before you called me, and he has a friend at work who's been renting for like 14 years. The guy's paying like $1,600 a month in rent. Like, why are you renting and paying that? You could own a house for that. He goes, I don't think, I can. And, we talked to the guy, and he's fine. I mean, his credit's not bad. He has a little bit of money, so we found some programs for him. But there are a lot of people out there who probably think, incorrectly that they don't qualify or they're not ready. But, owning a house isn't for everybody. But, if you've been thinking about it. And this guy stays with you for 4 years. He just hasn't been able to pull the trigger. So I think he's pleasantly surprised that we could, help him out. And I think with tax season right now, there's a lot of people who are looking at it and renting and thinking, man, I have to pay that much money in taxes. Sometimes owning a house, you end up getting that refund. Not the reason to buy, but if you're thinking of buying, it might be a reason to maybe move your date up a little bit. So we don't charge an application fee. Been around, quarter century, and we do everything right here locally, unlike some lenders that ship your personal information, out of state and out of country. So, and again, the application thing is key because so many lenders will charge you money to let you know if they can help you. It just makes no sense. It's like, I always make the joke, it's kind of like going to a car lot and you see the car you want. It's the color you want. You researched it. It's got the features you want. And the dealer says, oh, that's the one? Well, tell you what, give me $500 and I'll let you test drive it. And if you like it and buy it, we'll credit you back to $500. That dealer would never sell a car. But that's where a lot of lenders are. They want to charge you money because they know if they charge you money, you probably won't leave them, regardless if the rate's good or service is bad or whatever. But more importantly, they know you won't go anywhere else. So the bottom line is, you don't need to pay money for someone to tell you if they can help you or not. It makes no sense. And that's why we've never charged an application fee.
Lots of things up at Fremont.com. You can learn purchase a home, refinance, loan options, educating homeowners, and, of course, Fremont Mortgage U, where you can learn a whole lot of stuff. 800-955-8508. He is our pal, our sponsor for all things There Goes My Hero and all the swabbing we've done in our live events. He is Carl Delmont. Of course, new owner of the Harrisburg Heat, playoff bound. They'll be playing in Baltimore on the 11th against the Blast at the Royal Farms Arena, and then again on the 14th up at the Farm Show Arena. Carl, man, it's been fun watching this thing unfold out on Facebook and watching all the pictures and the post and all the love you're getting up there in southern PA. Wish you guys a lot of luck. At least you got purple in your jerseys, right? I mean, not hard for people here to get behind that.
Yeah, I mean, the people in Baltimore are diehard Blast fans, and I commend them on that. But, we wanted to change the color scheme up. I redesigned the logo. I did a lot of different things. But so far, I've had a bunch of people tell us we get the best jerseys in the league, and I kind of think we do. But, yeah, I think the purple and the white and the orange, those colors will go together nicely. And actually, now I think about it, yeah, it's all Baltimore colors. We got the orange and the purple. So
there you go.
Maybe subliminally I thought about that. I don't know.
At least you're not the Hershey Bears. I don't know what to say. So at least you're not.
You know what? I commend them, and they sell out every single game. It's amazing. I wish we could bring in half the fans that I'd so be.
They've been there 100 years.
Yeah, no. I'd be very happy if we had that kind of fans coming in, but we'll get there.
Yeah, I've been rooting against the Hershey Bears most of my life, but they're involved with the Caps, so I stay out of it with no skipjacks or Clippers. I just support friends. That's why I'm supporting you.
I appreciate it.
Carl, great coming on. We appreciate it. Good luck to you guys on the 11th and the 14th here.
Thank you so much.
You got it, Carl Delmont from Fremont Mortgage, and, of course, the owner of the Harrisburg Heat. You can find them out on the mortgage side at Fremont.com. You can find me in the Buy a Toyota Audio Vault 24 hours a day from anywhere in the world on your mobile device by downloading the TuneIn Radio app. We do come in crystal clear from anywhere in the world, including New Zealand and Australia. I heard it and saw it myself. The Internet's an incredible thing, isn't it? I think so. We're going to London in September. We got our trip on sale under the Road Trips tab up at WNST.net, and we were also working on Green Bay, Nashville, Oakland. Once the schedule comes out, we'll get all that stuff together for you. Head coach Barry Trotz of the Washington Caps joining us up in Baltimore on the 20th of March. Save the date. I'll get some more information for you a little later on in the week. I am back from a couple of weeks abroad, catching up on all things, man. Not just the soccer side. We got the Caps, the Wizards, the Terps. Keeping an eye on the Orioles in spring training and, of course, the Combine out in Indianapolis. Nasty at WNST.net reaches me. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat, and Instagram. We are WNST.net, AM 1570 and WNST Towson, Baltimore, and we never stop talking Baltimore sports.